What if I told you there was one man who could save the universe? And that man's name was Garfield.
What's going on, everybody? Today I played modded Skyrim as an insane Cashapp assassin man. Here's my mod list if anyone wants to download it. Just know that my game is downgraded to version 1.5.97. I chose Cashapp for the extra speed that you get while crouching with Imperius, also just because I thought it'd be funny. Garfield started in the Dark Brotherhood and was equipped with an ebony dagger, and he was very fast. To level up, I fish filleted Astrid for God knows how long until she was a nice sashimi with rice, and I had my first perk, Sneak Mastery, which makes sneaking 15% more effective. I also got Silent Roll, which allows me to roll silently, and is pretty shit. But anyways, I kept beating Astrid like a drunk man would beat his wife in the night until I got 11 more levels. The perks I got are Sneak Mastery 2, which makes my sneaking 30% more effective, Sneak Attack, which makes sneak attacks do 100% more damage, Infiltrator, which makes footsteps and armor make 75% less noise than sneaking, Dynamic Entry, which makes silent rolls increase damage by 40% for 3 seconds, Right Behind You, which makes sneaking 15% more effective within 30 feet and 30% more effective within 15 feet, Assassin's Blade, which makes dagger sneak attacks deal 1% more damage per level of sneak, Dodge Roll, which makes rolling dodge all damage for 1 second, Illusion Mastery 1, which makes illusion spells cost 35% less magicka, Backstab 1, which makes backstabs do 25% more damage, and Clean Escape so that while I sneak I can sit still for 8 seconds and enemies will stop searching for me. After being berated by Nazir for simply grinding levels, I ignored his foul words and absorbed the shout marked for death. Since I needed 500 gold to continue the questline, I ransacked the place of anything valuable and made my way to Falkreath to sell it. I stole a bunch of food from the inn, but I also sold to the innkeeper. After stealing a bunch, I sold to Soloff and got more money than needed. But on the way out, Soloff tried to hit on me, which made me very uncomfortable and I left very quickly. At this point, I embarked on my first journey to get the Lover's Stone, which gives you 15% more experience in all skills. Stumbling across a bandit camp, I technically stealth killed this orc, pilfered this chest, backstabbed this other orc, and had a fight to the death with the final orc, where I definitely didn't die once. I sold more at Falkreath and accrued a small fortune, but also crafted a red mask to fit my red attire. This mask was not cosmetic, however, because it could be used to hide Garfield's true identity. If Garfield mass murdered people, he would get a bounty, but this mask would separate the bounty from his real identity, making it so that guards would only approach him with the mask on. A Falkreath guard harassed Garfield without reason, but since Garfield is a nice man, he shrugged it off and let the guard be on his way. After a long journey, Garfield finally got to the Lover's Stone and activated it. A bright beam illuminated the sky, and Garfield thought, wow, I must sell items now. I sold items to Soloff once again from the adventure, and I got a bunch of gold.
Can I get you something?
What the fuck? Returning to the Dark Brotherhood, I deleted Astrid out of existence until my sneak was level 100 and I was level 18. And you know what I did? I made my sneak legendary because I love this game so much and I'm having so much fun hitting an NPC for 40 minutes straight. These are my perks at level 27 with sneak 100 and one-handed 50. It was finally time to begin the questline by paying the 500 gold and receiving the 3 contracts. On the way, I came across a noble and decided to rob him.
I told you it's the wedding of Victoria's wife.
I killed him and stole his knapsack before killing his guard and wife. I was getting a little heavy with items and decided to sell the junk to Bellathor. A few fights made me realize I was too weak in combat, so I decided to buy Muffle and level Illusion to 75 until invisibility showed up. I did this manually for 30 minutes. 30 minutes of my life I'll never get back. My perks, 50% less magicka, 20% more armor, all spells silent. I bought Calm, Crying Eye, Soul Trap, and Soul Cloak from the Court Wizard, but this goofy dude didn't have invisibility, so I had to pay 50 gold to go to the College of Winterhold, do this dumb ritual, and then finally buy the invisibility spell. Since my pockets were running low, I sold more junk to Soloff to get gold back. Now, with my new spells, it was time to kill the first target. I killed her and then returned to the sanctuary to see Cicero causing a big commotion. Speaking with Astrid landed me a contract in Markarth. Walking into Markarth, I saw an assassination, where I then promptly killed the assassin. There were also friendly bandits that I decided to kill because the guards didn't stop me. The contractor told me that I needed to kill Elaine Dufont and another person for extra gold. Walking into Windhelm, I noticed a very real account of racism.
Pollute our city with your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
But entering the Hall of Dead, I saw one of the targets, Nilsine Shattershield. You will die! I killed the bonus target and started my journey towards the main target, Elaine Dufont. Arriving at the entrance of the location, I killed the bandit guards and entered the ruins. I found a bandit sleeping and also killed them. Running past a fire trap, I walked over to the door and attempted to lockpick it, breaking 4 lockpicks in the process. I sneaked up to Elaine Dufont and slit his throat, before casting invisibility once again and assassinating the other guard. The last guard remained, but was killed easily in the presence of Garfield the Great. I leveled up and got Pickpocket Mastery 1, which adds 50 more points to my carry weight. A bandit fitted in heavier armor engaged Garfield as well, but to no avail. Wandering the ruins, I would find 3 more bandits, which I would kill as well. Evading the fire traps once again, I would leave the ruins unscathed and with the contract done. Returning to Markarth, I collected my 1000 Septim reward and also got a ring. Thank you for the ring that I will never use ever. After receiving my reward, I returned to the sanctuary and spoke with Astrid. She told me that Cicero had been acting a little bit goofy crazy. I took the payment from Nazir that I forgot to collect before, and then I hid in the Night Mother's coffin.
Poor Cicero. Speak with Armand Mortier.
Being found by Cicero, I told him that I was the listener, and he hit a little jig for me. Thank you, Cicero. That was very cool. Astrid being Astrid told me that I couldn't go do the job, so I asked Nazir for more contracts and I went out to do them. On my way to Iverstead, I saw a dragon and poo-pooed my pants. But after this, I found some Stormcloaks patrolling, and they told me this.
Tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them.
I'll tell everyone to go to the Stormcloaks because they're just so nice. Die, racist, stop! I also came across some Imperials, but I like the Imperials because they aren't racist. I made my way over to Iverstead and assassinated the contract. Then I returned to Astrid, and she now let me do the Night Mother's contract.
Something is happening.
I also briefly visited Whiterun to sell some things. I met Amand in a cave and he gave me the contract.
You've come.
Kill Emperor Titus Mede II. Amand's bodyguard gave me an ancient necklace and a letter, telling me to give it to my superior. I gave Astrid the letter and she told me to get the necklace appraised in the Thieves Guild.
Usable by Astrid only.
Astrid assigned me a contract where I would have to kill the bride of a wedding. I went to the wedding and ooh, cheese! I went to the wedding and waited until my opportunity to strike. The music was fire. Why does this guy's father keep talking? Oh my god, just shut the fuck. They went up to the balcony and gave a speech, but it would be cut short by my blade. I quickly fled the scene, returning to the sanctuary once again. My reward was a spell to summon an old assassin. I then spoke with Gabriella and she told me that I had to assassinate an Imperial and plant a false letter on him. On the journey there, I found a Stormcloak camp. I killed all of them. Tracking the Imperial Gaius Maro to Solitude, I infiltrated Castle Door and assassinated him, planting the incriminating letter on him as well. Returning to the sanctuary for the 7 millionth time, speaking with Gabriella revealed that Cicero had acted goofy crazy, but I collected my reward none the wiser. Astrid told me that Cicero tried to kill everyone, but honestly, I couldn't agree with him more. A horse named Shadowmere rose from the poo-poo sauce pool and decided to help me in finding the jester. Shadowmere had a bit of trouble getting out. Eventually I found out that Cicero had fled to a sanctuary in Dawnstar, so I went over with Shadowmere. I dismounted my horse and found Arnbjorn posed up like a feet finder model. Entering the foreign sanctuary, I found Cicero's jester clothes on a table. Obviously, I took the clothes and put them on. After killing a few sanctuary guardians, I leveled up and got the light armor fit perk, which makes my armor rating increase by 25% if wearing all light armor. I killed a big troll instantly and found Cicero injured and bleeding. I did not kill Cicero, but instead I returned to the sanctuary again, because what else do I even do anymore? I lied to Astrid and told her that I killed Cicero. I then decided to use the Olava token I got from Gabriella to get a free reading from Olava in Whiterun. She told me that an old assassin left treasure in a cave, so I went over it and found some Forsworn guarding it. I killed the Forsworn and shortly after I entered the cave. There were more Forsworn in the cave, but I murdered all of them easily. I also learned the slow time shout. After exploring for a while, I found a secret door hiding a deceased ancient assassin. As anyone would do, I stripped him naked and took his clothes for my own. The ancient shrouded armor is just upgraded versions of the shrouded armor, with higher armor class and better enchantments. The cowl is for archery, and if you know me, you would know we don't do archery around here. I spoke with Festus Cracks at the Sanctuary and he told me to find out who the gourmet is. Before I did the quest, I sold items to Soloff and became a billionaire. I went to Markarth and questioned Anton about the gourmet. After finding out who the gourmet is, I killed Anton and fled the scene. I went to the Nightgate Inn and found the gourmet in one of the rooms. I killed him and took his writ of passage. Returning to Festus Cracks, he rewarded me with gold and a Nightweaver's band, which makes sneaking 10% more effective. I traveled to Solitude with my gourmet disguise and gained entry into the party. I spoke with Gianna in the kitchen and we made the gourmet's famous recipe with a little extra something something. Entering the room, I'd see Emperor Titus Mede II in all his glory, but I would get distracted by my crippling food addiction and rob the entire table. The Emperor ate my poison meal for him and died in a very peculiar way, but nobody reacted. So I planted a medieval C4 and exploded everyone before jumping on the table and making my dexterous escape. But Commander Morrow was waiting for me outside. I had been set up, but that wouldn't stop me from escaping the Imperials. I returned to the Sanctuary, but I'd find Imperials guarding outside. I'd swiftly kill all of them before heading inside and investigating. I found 2 Imperials inside. I casted Crying Eye on both of them and eliminated them before venturing deeper into the Sanctuary. Further in, I'd find more Imperials burning down the Sanctuary. I'd assassinate all of them before searching for survivors. I'd find Gabriella dead, but entering another room, I found Azir fighting. I killed the Imperial he was fighting before speaking with him. While the fire raged on, I decided to hide within the Night Mother's coffin. I woke up as Nazir pulled me out of the Night Mother's coffin, but I knew one thing: I had to find Astrid. I scoured the Sanctuary before finding Astrid in one of the chambers. She was on the verge of death, burnt, and barely breathing. She admitted to setting me up, telling me that the Imperials guaranteed safety. Astrid said that she had done the Black Sacrament, and I was to kill her. Beside her was her Blade of Woe. I killed her, but the Night Mother would tell me that the contract had to be fulfilled. Nazir told me he'd go with Babette to the Sanctuary in Dawnstar. I entered the Bannered Mare in Whiterun, and spoke with Amand once again. He told me that he still wanted the Emperor dead, and so I agreed. The Emperor was stationed on a ship, however, so I traveled over and attempted to board it. I attempted to board the ship, but a sailor would hear me as I entered, and so I had to quickly dispatch of him. I'd find a few more people patrolling the ship, but I'd get rid of them as well. I entered the Emperor's chambers, but he'd be waiting for me. He asked me to kill the man who hired me, Amand, after killing him. I hastily killed the Emperor before leaving to assassinate Amand. I spoke with Amand, and he told me where the dead drop is. I murdered him and stole all of his valuable gems. I also killed his bodyguard Rexus, just to be safe. Returning to the new Dawnstar Sanctuary, I found Cicero alive and well at the entrance. Due to being so rich from the Emperor's assassination, I went to Delvin Mallory in the Thieves Guild and I spent about 25,000 gold to get the necessary repairs on the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary for initiates to join. I went into the torture room and knew what I had to do: torture the people out of their information. They all told me where their gold spots were, and I traveled over to collect it. From all the rocks, I collected a total of 6,200 gold. I entered Soloff's shop once again, but seeing as he wasn't there, I pilfered his entire stock of cheese and potions. Once he was back, I sold to him and became a double billionaire. After completing the entire Dark Brotherhood questline, Garfield was a god in the world, but he needed more. So I did the entire Mavrunes' Razor questline, which we're just gonna skip through because honestly it's boring, but eventually I got Mavrunes' Razor, a dagger that has a 1.98% chance to kill any enemy instantly. As they say, you are what you eat, and Garfield ate too much cheese and got melted. With Mavrunes' Razor, Garfield was now truly a Skyrim god. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, make sure to drop a like and comment below what you want to see me do next, or if this video is booty cheeks, or if you, I don't know.